Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. Hey, no hat, everybody. No hat. There's Blue. He's already out cold over there. Yeah, no visor. See, no visor. All right. You bastard. So my nemesis out there on YouTube, they did a live stream with my name in it, but at least they were nice. You know, they agree with the... And what was cool is I gave them permission to play my video that I just put out. And it convinced one of them, oh wow, that makes sense now. See, because there's a lot of people out there, like there's these Facebook groups, and when you put out a video, they pretend to watch it. And the only reason I can say that they're pretending to watch the video is because their responses and comments are either show that they're absolute imbeciles or they are willfully ignorant. It's just almost unbelievable, really. It's scary. Well, thanks, Sandy Shirley. Yeah, I mean, I have had hair all these years. I mean, I do use that spray paint that you spray on your hair, and yes, is there a little light dusting on the pillow in the morning? Sure. That's a joke. I'm joking. Yeah, like the video that I made today, it was what I talked about last night, and it just sort of further, you know, sort of reiterates the... like that is, or backs up, whatever the term you want to use, that it is Richard Allen. And by the way, thanks Mama Sheet 13 for 28 months. And Cheryl. But it backs up that it's Richard Allen. There's two spots now that are absolutely locked in stone, thus locking in stone the third spot. See, I keep telling people there's three spots. The three girls, the start of the bridge with Betsy Blair, and the video at 2:13 taken on Libby's phone. All right? And sometimes I wish that I could actually write the script. You know, I don't know what the, you know, like I don't have the prosecution's information. I don't know that, okay, when they say that Liberty German's car drove by at 1:49, was it 1:49 and 38 seconds? Was it 149.59? You know, because they just might be using the first 3 digits, not the seconds part of it. And they just say around 139, right? Could be 138. Yeah. So, by the way, everybody, tonight's show is just like any other night. We try to, get to the goal and reach a number on the screen. Now, people out there go, oh, God, Ray, there goes Reagan. But I'm telling you, there's people that actually contact me wanting, to be part of the, supporting their companies and things like that. And the only way I can do anything is when you guys are helping support the channel. I don't have any on these live streams. Like, for example, the video that I made today that has 5,000 views. Or how about the one yesterday that I made? It has 10,000 views. How many dollars do you think that video brought in with all the work that goes into those videos? What do you think the dollar amount that the video that I made yesterday was? All right. Anybody? Here, I'll show you. Like literally, and yeah, I mean, when people go, well, it keeps making money, it just dwindles and dwindles and dwindles and dwindles and dwindles and dwindles away. So here's the reality of it. The video that I made yesterday is right here. Here is the video. Let me get to the screen over here so you can see. This is the video right here. And if I go to analytics, in 2 days with 10,500 views, it brought in $76. And there's absolutely no way that I can do the stuff that I'm doing with that as the income, even though it was hard work to do it. It gets me, look at that, 54 subscribers came from that. That's pretty good. So it's really, I make the videos for the subscribers and a little bit of a, I mean, there's people that send in super chats that are higher than this. Just one, right? So I do rely on you guys on a nightly basis to keep doing what we're doing, all right? So thank you, Kathy Freidenmaker. Right, and so when you guys say, gosh, Gray, why do you do that? Because here, the reality is this. Those videos that I just showed you, unless you get a video that has like 50,000 views or something, it doesn't do as well as just a normal night on YouTube Super Chats. Okay? So you guys are the sole source of income. And I say this all the time because it seems like some nights people forget. So anyways, thank you, Kathy Fredmaker and Stephanie Dowdell, or Dowdle. I don't know how to say that. Not sure how to say it. Yeah, right. And that's, well, by the way, yeah, that's before taxes right there when it says estimated revenue. But like on a night when I bring in 350, YouTube gets 30%. Then after that, that's what comes in, but then I have to pay taxes on that. Then I give half of that away to the charities that we do. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, the thing is you got to say in the world, anything's possible, but given the information in the probable cause, and I don't even care about the Betsy Blair. Oh, if she said, oh, God, there was a guy muddy and bloody, but she never said that, da, 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 da. I don't care about Betsy Blair. I mean, not Betsy Blair. I don't care about Sarah Carbaugh. Okay, Betsy Blair, her description's different, but I don't really care about that because it is Richard Allen. I mean, that's the reality of it. Hey, thanks, Ozzy. And look at that. Mama She 13 almost equaled the entire video from yesterday. I've lost all hope in humanity. And I'm ready to just give up on the world. Yeah, why are you feeling like that? Is it from the murder the other day in Georgia? That one? Or just the sheer, like, willful ignorance of people? Is that it? I think everybody should take, get some training in firearms and get self-defense in this country, given what we've just gone through in the last 3 years with absolutely, we don't know who the hell's here. And I'm not trying to scare people. I mean, I'm literally saying that there's a lot of bad people that have come here. Okay? Ones that weren't caught. And so just be able to defend yourself. You know, somebody's breaking into your house, be able to take care of that. You know, you're out on the street, somebody's getting stabbed with a knife, maybe go help them out. Now this is, it's crazy out there. All right. But anyways, what's going on, Mama She 13? The Texas BS and willful ignorance of the world. That's right. There you go. See? Well, what's going? Oh, you mean all the people coming over the border in Texas? Is that what you're referring to? Or this world is getting more insane every day. The CEO of Lyco here in Wisconsin, one of the largest snap bean separator manufacturers to the top 50 companies, and killed his wife, then blew his head. Wow. Well, how come? Why is that? That's ridiculous. Jesus. He must have been doing something illegal. Or maybe his wife was cheating on him or something. And, oh, 85. Yeah, who knows? Probably just went nuts. I actually saw, you want to hear something crazy? I saw a interrogation video one time where obviously they were bringing him in for murder or some sort of like sex crime or against a child or what. I don't know what it was, but it was. The guy was sitting in the interrogation room, and when the officer left, he pulled out a gun and killed himself. It's like they didn't even check the guy. I mean, how does a guy make it into an interrogation room, but he still has a weapon on it? That's insane, isn't it? You guys ever seen that one? Probably not, as there's 0 responses. Let's see. It's like talking to a brick wall sometimes. All right, Lori Fisher, 38 months. Not bad, not bad. I don't know, Chris, if that's true or not. I'm done with that case until they give me a probable cause. Then I'll go over that. Everything we put on the show last night turned out to be true, though. Hey, look at that. Zozo, 48 months. Man, time has never gone by slower. Hee-hee, boom. Well, you could look it up on YouTube, I'm sure. I'm just kidding. Yes, it's always nice to see you. Sure. Yeah, it's some like Hispanic guy that does it too. All right, so what are the questions? Anybody have any questions? Like, what are some of the things you still have doubt about? Hey, thanks, Lillian. Let's see. All right, Lillian, thank you. So when you watch the show today, is there anything that you still go, I don't know, what about, and then fill in the blank? And it's okay. Right? I just want to be able to answer it for you. I feel like I can answer questions. See, when I was on YouTube today, or not YouTube, on Facebook, there was this group that I was in, and this girl was like, it's not him, man. It's not him. I've been to Delphi. I've talked to people. Therefore, it's not him. And I was just thinking, okay, but what about the video? Because you're commenting underneath the video. It's like, Yeah, I mean, how do you know that it was him that... And it's, I think I've shown it. I don't know how else to do it. You know, can I... I don't know, man. Unless there's another person that has... There's another 3 girls out there that have never come forward. There's no chance. And there really isn't any chance anyways, because the 3 girls that see Rich... I mean, I keep telling you guys... Can we talk about the effectiveness of these system is? What system? Can we talk about how effective or effed up? Oh, effed up their system is. I mean what system? Thanks, Abby. So for me, the most important element. Hey, Mama She 13, make as many errors as possible. If you want to send in another cat eye donation to fix the edit, or that's not even fixing the edit yet. Wow, should have edited that. Can we talk about how effed up the system is? I think that's what you're saying. I mean, I'm using girl code. I think I figured it out. Can we talk about how effed up the system is? Well, I think on last night's show, I pretty much went on a long rant about that. Well, here's the thing, everybody. You know how you guys, everyone says Richard Allen confessed to his wife and his mother. Well, he confessed to other people, too, that aren't his wife and mother. He didn't confess to his wife and mother 5 times. He confessed to other people that aren't his mother. And those are a lot different. Okay? I've heard about that. So you got to keep that in mind. What do you mean Betsy Blair told Judge Diener? I don't know what you're saying, Brandy. I think a lot of the stuff that you guys bring up a lot are just rumor mill stuff. It's him. Only question I would like answered is exactly how he was tied to Anthony Schott's profile. You mean, she described it as a PT Cruiser, right? The purple PT Cruiser? Or, you know, that's what her mind... I got to tell you something. I think Betsy Blair has a bit of I can just tell you, circumstantially, Betsy Blair has a memory that isn't quite up to par. And then you might go, oh, that's so convenient, Gray. All I can tell you is it is Richard Allen at the bridge, based on everything that I just showed you in today's video. So when she remembers something from 50 feet away... no, I didn't see your question. You'll have to type it in again. You just wasted... you should have typed it in again. Okay, if Richard Allen is guilty, why do you think he volunteered an interview where he put himself close to the crime scene? Oh, I mean, it's so obvious. Haven't you thought through that, David? Was he already on their radar and wanted to preempt it? Yeah. Here's exactly what I think. I don't know when the timing of the image, but the image of the bridge guy was put out 3 days after the murder, or 2 or 3 days. Okay? And Richard Allen saw 3 girls too, and he works at a pharmacy, which is a public job. People see his face. So he was probably already paranoid about the 3 girls. Now, if he called after the image came out, that's even more convincing to me that he called because he wanted to get ahead of the story, as I've said for months now, that he wanted to get ahead of the story. So he calls up the tip line. Dan Doolin's sent over there. Richard Allen at that point needs to admit, because that's him and the girl saw him. So he needs to admit that he was there from 1:30 to 3:30 in that first interview. And then he sat around and wasted away like Gollum for 5 years because he couldn't believe that Nobody has come back to ask him any extra questions, knowing that he is the killer. So if you look at him physically, he turned into like Schmeagol on Lord of the Rings, right? Just a wasted away person. And then somebody comes back, they finally ask him more questions on October 13th, 2022. And then he says that, oh, yeah, I was there from 12 to 1:30. Conveniently switching the time because he knew it was important at that point, and thus could explain why he didn't call in when they said, we want to know the car that was parked at the abandoned CPS. That guy, he thought through that shit. Can you and I talk about my BS case and how bad the judicial system is messed up? You mean, like on the show, right here on the show, you want to call in or something? Is that it? Mama She 13? Well, what do you think, David? Doesn't that sound reasonable? Criminals do what I just told you all the time. They, when it looks, they're a little nervous, they want to inject themselves to figure out where people are, get ahead of it, make it sound like he's just so easy to work with. It is a little bit weird, though, in the 2013 or 2022 October 13th interview where he came forward and again admitted, oh my God, he said he was on platform 1 even. And I mean, that, what a great get that was by the investigator to get him to say that he was on platform 1. Like they probably said, so when you were there, because they already knew that Betsy Blair had said that the person she saw was standing on platform 1. Right? And so they asked him, so yeah, he was out there, I was looking at fish, I went to the bridge and I was looking at fish. And they probably went, so where were you specifically on that bridge? And he goes, yeah, I was standing on platform 1 looking at fish. Oh man, boom. That investigator probably was just, oh man, he got nailed there. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, come on, the rest of you guys, if you want to help support the channel, we've got Mama Sheet 13's making up almost every bit on here, other than like 20. So you guys don't rely just on her tonight. We got to get to that goal. This is we do important stuff here each month, and we've only got 5 more days left in the month. Oh, there's Gray again, trying to get the super chats to come. Hey, I know what it takes here, you guys. I know what it takes. Let's see. Write a statement. You locked it in. I think the video that I made today combined with the one I made yesterday are just absolutely bombshell kind of stuff, right? Like you put them together, you see Richard Allen, literally all those different faces, they look consistent with his. You know, of course it's blurry, but the shape is what I wanted people to look at. And then the body shape is exactly the same. Hey, look at that. That's Richard Watts. A name from the past. And rad story. I don't know about the gas station search anymore, you know. You know, given the fact that it came from the murder sheet, you know, who the hell knows anymore, right? Right, Zozo? I mean, who the hell knows now, right? I haven't even thought about stuff that they've said for a long time. Why are you confused, Starlin? I mean, what a weird introduction. I'm confused. Just tuned in. Well, let me just say this. Most people are confused when they just tune in. You know, it'd be like somebody saying, hey, everybody, I walked down the street today and I bought myself a candy bar and I ate it without even thinking about it. And all you came in was when I said, without even thinking about it. Wow, I'm confused. What are you saying? Well, yeah, you missed the first part. Thank you, Rad Story and Richard Watts. And say one else uses gun. Right, that was good too when he said no one else used the gun. Meaning like nobody else could have borrowed it. And so you know what, that question by law enforcement, I was thinking about that a while ago, it was very telling that they believe really strongly in the ejection mark analysis, because it was purely, did anybody else use this gun? And if no, then it has to be you, because that bullet was ejected from your gun. Not, well, this is kind of a shady, shaky kind of, quasi pseudoscience thing. So, Starlin, what are you confused about? Let's go. What do you got? What do you need? My hands are shaky and I can't type in the first place. Well, you're always good, Linda Howell. Don't worry about it. Linda Howell, as in Linda Moulden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. Man, we haven't seen that animation in a long time, have we? The one where the UFO comes by and... No, maybe this will do it. Maybe this will do it. Let's see. Is that the one? Well, you don't owe anything, Mama. She's 13. Nobody owes anything. I just try to actively try to get super chats on a nightly basis, because I want to continue, to do the stuff that we do each month, and also make an income at the same time, because at some point I might want to switch over to just doing YouTube. This is, I donate 33% of the gross income. Yeah, because before net income is 50%, but if you take away taxes, that's 50%, but 33% of the entire gross income from YouTube. So I think that's pretty good, right? If you can find somebody that matches that, let me know. You haven't been around, so I owe. It's kind of interesting looking at it like this, because Google Earth is incredible. So people say, man, they built a whole building for, look how small this building is. That's a tiny little shop here. Oh, I guess that's not the one. Maybe it was 20.
I haven't been around, so I owe.
Doesn't 25 make the UFO abduction? Thanks, Mama. She's 13. You don't owe anything. But I appreciate it. So here's the abandoned CPS building. When Richard Allen got here, I'm going to do this again really fast for you guys. 127, he drives by the Hoosier Harvest Store right here. He's driving right there on this road. Driving around, coming around, and then he pulls in right here, and then he probably drives this way, does a 3-point turn, and backs in against the abandoned CPS building here. It wasn't abandoned. Well, it was abandoned at the time. Okay. Now he said abandoned. I just want to show you guys something. He said that it was the Farm Bureau building, and it's downtown. It's way over here. I don't know why it looks like this on here. Let me get rid of that. Yeah, it's still, for some reason, it's been doing this for a while on here. But right here, the Farm Bureau building's way downtown Delphi over here. And people are trying to online make it seem like, well, he walked from the Farm Bureau building to the Freedom Bridge. Well, sure, you could do that, but when he was explaining it to Dan Doolin, wouldn't he have said out loud, yeah, I walked through the town of Delphi, walked over there, and then finally made my way to the Freedom Bridge. He didn't say that, okay? So we go in here like this. And look, it's not there now because I switched dates. Go back to April 2017. So he backs in and likely gets there at 128, backs in, I think probably leaves out of his car at 130. Then he walks down this little path right here, which I've shown on my 360-degree camera. And he walks like this, and he encounters the girls right here, the 3 girls, not Abby and Libby, at 1:34 right here. And then using Google Maps, it takes 10 minutes to walk from here to the start of the bridge. That means he arrives down here. That's walking 4 miles an hour, which is really quick. He gets over here at 1:44. Okay, and then it takes about, I think, 5 minutes or so to walk from here to right here. So that would make it, but also you got to look at it like this. He went on to platform 1 and he was looking at fish. Does anybody think, see, their out would be that he got there and he turned around and he left. Okay, because he's not claiming to be that person. But I want everybody to realize that he himself says that when he got there, he went to the Monon High Bridge from the Freedom Bridge. So that means he had to do that walk. That time has to be accounted for. That's why it's really important to realize that at 1:34, he's right there. Then 10 minutes later, he's right here at 1:44, and then he says he was looking at fish on platform 1. So he didn't just get there, turn around, and boom, he's out of there. He sat there for 2 more minutes. I would, at the very least, 2 minutes. I'm trying to help out Richard Allen here. Okay, but I think it was longer than that. I think it was much longer, and I don't think he was looking at fish. But anyways, 1:46, let's just say, at that point he goes, okay, I'm leaving, after looking at fish for 2 minutes. Then he walks this way, but given that it's 4 minutes and 30 seconds to get to here, it's 1:50 and some odd seconds. However, Betsy Blair got here at 1:47, and that means she's right here at 1:48 at the very latest, and that means she would have passed Richard Allen right around in this area, right? Do you get it? Like she'd be walking this way. If Richard Allen, ooh, he wanted to get the hell out of there. So he was over here, they're going to try to claim, when Betsy Blair went this way, and when Abby and Libby went this way. But that's total bullcrap, I'm telling you. So he would have got here at 1:50, and Betsy Blair is already at that point probably right here, and that's when he would have passed Richard Allen, right? Then also Abby and Libby got out of the car at I think it was 1:49. It passes the Hoosier Harvest Store. That means it was coming this direction. Got here at 1:48. They were likely here at 1:49 and something, and they too would have passed Richard Allen, except Richard Allen wasn't there, and we know that because Betsy Blair walked this whole way down like this to the head of the bridge here and didn't see anybody else until she got here, and there was a guy standing on platform 1, and then she turned around. So Richard Allen's behind her as she's walking like this, passing Abby and Libby, who just got there later, heading in this direction, and Richard Allen's behind her. Then Abby and Libby, after passing Betsy Blair, is then going to run into Richard Allen somewhere in this area. It could be that he tried to follow Betsy Blair, and then when he saw Abby and Libby coming, he goes, oh man, here's another target. And then they went out onto the bridge, landing into a spider trap, followed him across, took him across the creek, and killed him. Right? So there you go. And yes, the person on the video, as I put in my video today, he's describing himself, for God's sakes. But here's the thing is there anybody out there, any wacko that still thinks it's not Richard Allen? Can you ask me a question? Why? Just any question at all, and I'll answer it for you. And I'm just calling you a wacko because I feel like it. Don't worry, I don't really think, well, maybe, but it's just... Hey, thanks, Trekking360. Hey, freaks. Been a while. Had to change my name from Shanna. Oh, I remember Shanna360. Thanks to that psycho Shanna Gardner who... Oh, wow. Shanna Gardner. Wait, who was Shanna Gardner? I thought that was the... Man, Shanna Gardner. I don't remember that. I remember the name totally.
Hey freaks, been a while.
Oh, Shanna Gardner killed her boyfriend.
360
right? Yeah, that one.
360 THX to the psycho Shanna Gardner.
No, that was the... No, Shanna Gardner is the Bright again. That's Bright again. She killed herself? Oh, her ex. I thought you said herself. Sorry about that. Yeah, well, it's probably good. Yeah, get rid of your... I see what you're saying. Yeah, that whole case is crazy. We got that one figured out, too. Well, thanks, Mama She 13. Jeez. Not trying to... You're not derailing anything. I wasn't sure. Why don't you send me an email, Mama She 13, and let me know what's going on, okay? And then I can talk to you, and then maybe you can come on and we can discuss it on the show or something. How's that sound? Or do you want to call in right now? I mean, I can give you the... Put the Zoom on the screen if you feel like it. Now, hold on, I got it right here. Just a second.
Stream is breaking up and not trying to derail. Have
there
a
you
good
go.
night, freak fam. Heart.
There you go, Mama She 13, right there. There's a number. All right, call it in. Yeah, we know the whole story, Jenna. You don't need to explain it. We covered it start to finish. I was on Court TV even regarding it. I figured out the whole, where all the surveillance cameras were, how the tire was put in the road, etc., etc., etc. It's, you know, this isn't a place where you need to try to give us a little tiny breakdown details, okay? Let's see. Do you think Richard Allen acted completely alone? I think he did act alone, but I can't rule out that there may have been somebody at the crime scene. Oh, that cycling one. Yeah, I forgot the name of that case. That's another one we covered. Nailed that one too. There's no membership link for iPhone. Oh, you mean like a membership iPhone, like to join the channel is what you're saying. Well, I think you go to the YouTube. If you just go to the Google version of YouTube, like type in youtube.com, log in, and then you can go there. But Zozo is pretty good at giving you the iPhone link. She usually has it. There you go. There's the link right there. Trekking 360 right there. Are you still there, Mama She 13? You can call in. Got the number on the screen. I couldn't read all of her comments. That's why. Let's do it. Come on, Mama She 13. There it is. I know it's a lot of numbers, but... Nah, I mean, I know that a lot of people do wear blue jeans and jackets and Delphi and stuff like that. But Richard Allen was the only one there on the trails that the three girls saw, that Betsy Blair saw, and that AbbyandLibby saw. There's just no chance. Like I said before, unless a hobgoblin jumped out of the woods, Richard Allen goes into the woods, and then some other person that looked just like him jumps out. No, you dial the number if you're West, Central, East Coast. Then you have to put in the meeting ID and then the passcode. All right, so you'll just dial the first number and then look on the screen, those really big numbers. Those are what it will ask for next after that. Well, the real killer, though, David, wouldn't admit that he was there. Only Richard Allen, the man being so helpful, he came forward. You know, the man that in 2019, when they asked if anybody knows who the driver of a vehicle that was parked at the abandoned CPS building, if they could come forward. You know, that man that was so helpful that he called in on that day too. And oh wait, no, he didn't. Oh shit. Oh well. That's because he wasn't parked at the abandoned CPS building, Gray. He was parked at the Farm Bureau downtown Delphi, so he didn't know to call in, you bastard. Hey, thanks, Lanky Tor, Teresa Frost, Nomad Beats, again, Elaine, Litter Picker, and Danny Ice, Nature Loving Lady. Yeah. Here's what I think, you guys. I think law enforcement really regrets going with Betsy Blair's instincts in 2019 and putting the picture of that youthful-looking person there. Okay? I think Betsy Blair has a wild imagination. Like, she doesn't... Like, it's just, oh yeah, her memory was something totally different. Like, she saw somebody and... Because it can't be anybody else. I just showed you why, too. I don't know how old Betsy... I'm sure she's an adult, but I just feel like she just... You know... a purple PT Cruiser when other people saw something different. It has the same shape, generally, as the smart car and Richard Allen's vehicle, as we showed the other day on the show. Yeah, Betsy Blair's Sue. Yeah, exactly. But her name's out there now, so it's just part of the... Have they done voice analysis to compare Richard Allen's voice to Libby's cell phone recording? I don't know, but we did something here the other day. Let me see if I can go find that one. Is it this one? Guys, down the hill. This one right here, listen.
Reck, guys.
Don't you think Rick and Guys sound really similar right there? Just listen.
Reck, guys.
It's just the other one has the, trying to audio effect, trying to fix it, but that voice is very, very similar.
Reck, guys.
Rick, Guys.
Reck. Reck. Cable snap.
Now he does say cable snaps, but cable snaps doesn't sound like this, right? Listen.
Reck.
Right? So, but he said that because that's on his voicemail. And then this one is cable snaps.
Cable snap. Reck. Guys.
So I think Rick, Guys, Down the Hill sound like the same person. Now when he says cable snaps and the wheelchair coming up, he's got a different voice sounding. Like me in a couple of these last videos, I'm more animated and talking loud. It's like higher pitch because I'm louder, or like this, watch. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I've talked like that before, right? But I could have said like this. Hey. Sounds good. Right? Totally different sound because, maybe in his case he's trying to be stern there. The thing is cable snaps and the other one don't matter anymore because we got the Rick one where that sounds just like it. All right, hold on. 432, you're on.
Hey, Grant Hughes, it's Mama She.
Mama She 13. Well, what's going on, Mama She 13?
How's it going? Well, I'm just really pissed off and mad at the whole system. The Audrey Cunningham case just hit super close to home.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, so I emailed you a while back. I don't know if you remember. But what I'm going through.
I think I remember you emailing a long time ago, but now my brain, I got so many cases I cover, things just sort of blend together. Maybe you can just tell everybody anyway, since they're listening.
Sure. So, my ex-husband was a horrible, horrible man. He did many traumatic things to me, but I always gave him credit for being a good dad. Up until September 7th of 2022, when my oldest daughter told me that he had been, and these are her words, raping her.
Oh, man.
From age 5 until she was 13. She told me when she was 15, she was scared it was happening to her siblings. She's autistic. My youngest is autistic. He is nonverbal. Just weeks before, my daughter told me in 2022, she had gone away for her first summer camp, like away from parents, away from everyone that she knew. She was really excelling and coming into her own, and finally, I guess, felt comfortable in telling me. Since then, he's been charged with aggravated rape of a child in Texas with a minimum of 25 years. Jeez. He was finally not, we live in Tennessee. Tennessee won't do anything about it, even though my youngest, who is nonverbal, has also disclosed through play therapy, because they're all in trauma therapy. Thursday, I got a freaking voicemail, and I don't know what kind of person does this, but my DA in Texas left me a voicemail that they had reached a plea agreement. Some of it I would like, some of it I wouldn't like. She was going to be in court the rest of the day on Thursday, so she wouldn't be able to talk to me till Friday. I emailed her. I called her on Friday. Her secretary said, she's not available. She'll call you next week. So I'm sitting on this, not knowing what's going on with my daughter's case. And I have no help in Tennessee.
But he's got 25 years in Texas already, right?
Well, that was the minimum. That was the original plea deal.
Uh-huh.
Because of his charges, because of the word aggravated, it's a 25-year minimum. So, okay, if he went to trial and was found guilty and say they sentenced him to 15 years, it would be an automatic 25 on top of the 15 if he was found guilty. The original plea deal, I was told, was a minimum of 25 years. He hadn't taken it. That was back in November. I was told he didn't take it. And then, like I said, Thursday, I got a voicemail out of the blue saying they reached a plea deal. Some of it I would like, some of it I wouldn't.
What was the result of that?
I don't know. She has not made herself available to speak to me.
Okay, but this is a plea deal.
She'll reach out next week.
This is in your state, though, right?
No, this is in Texas. I'm in Tennessee.
Oh, I thought you said that they've already did a plea deal where he got 25 years minimum in Texas.
No, that's in Texas.
Right.
With the charges, because of the word aggravated in his charge.
Yeah.
It would be a minimum of 25 on top of anything else that he was found guilty of.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but I mean, so I thought that was already taken care of.
But, no, not yet. So he was arrested on October 31st in Tennessee. They extradited him on, I think it was called like fugitive, I don't remember. Something. They extradited him to Texas. He was charged. He bonded out on $500,000. Has been not supervised. He was allowed to come back to Tennessee. And then Thursday, out of the blue, I get a voicemail that they've reached a plea agreement. And again, she hasn't made herself available.
So could that make it
where
like
I get
less?
any,
I mean, when you say she hasn't made herself available, what do you mean?
the district attorney that left me the voicemail on
Oh.
Thursday saying they had reached a plea agreement.
Okay.
So I don't know what the plea agreement is.
So do you think it's going
I
to be
guess
less
I'll
than
find out
20, like it's going to be like 15 years total or something? Something like that?
Possibly.
Jeez.
My biggest worry is that he's going to get contact with the kids. Obviously he's not going to get it with my daughter, but I have 2 younger children.
Yeah, but it shouldn't matter that, I mean, as soon as he's had sexual contact perhaps with 2 of your daughters, right? Because you had one. You had,
Confirmed to my son and my daughter.
Oh,
My
son
middle
and-
daughter hasn't disclosed.
right, so he shouldn't have any contact with anybody. I mean, it's like, that's ridiculous.
You would think,
yeah.
but we're talking about Texas, and we're just, if you look at this Don Stephen McDougal fuckface that just killed this precious baby last week, this is the same state that didn't make him register, even though he had passed, like, enticing a child charges. Yeah, I'm just super worried because I don't know. The original plea deal was a minimum of 25. He didn't take that, so what is it going to be now, and what does it include? And
Yeah.
I'm just super stressed out. And
Well, why don't they just take him to trial instead then? Don't do the plea deal.
Well, that's what I was hoping for, because my daughter, my oldest, has already testified against him once when we seeked our restraining order.
Well, yeah, but what about your case? I mean, now that he's been charged over there, doesn't Tennessee think, oh, wow, maybe we should take a look at this again? I mean, your children, the other 2 children's, your children's case. That case
Right.
that he was arrested for has nothing to do with your kids.
Right. So Tennessee's district attorney said that, oh, well, it happened with her, the oldest. Most of the abuse happened in Texas. Texas picked the case up. They're handling it. So they wouldn't do anything with our case, even though DCS in Tennessee substantiated the charges.
So you lived in Texas at one point and then moved to Tennessee.
Right.
Yeah, but some of it, abuse did happen in Tennessee, right?
Well, yes, because my son, when we moved to Tennessee, was only 6 months old and didn't stop seeing his father until he was 6 years old. And we had plenty of signs. I had my suspicions, but since he's been in trauma play therapy, has disclosed through that, but he's nonverbal. So because he can't voice it, nobody will do anything about it.
How is he disclosing it in play therapy?
Well,
Just drawing? Or drawing like pictures or something?
drawing.
Yeah.
They actually play scenes out. Besides the signs that we had at home, which we had fought for years with constipation, had him going to a GI doctor. He had to have a feeding tube at one point because it was so bad. He would constantly grab his ass.
Wow.
He didn't want anything to do with his father. And then once it had been 30 days after he stopped seeing him, all those symptoms disappeared. Our GI doctor
Tennessee should be
released
doing
us from
something.
care.
Well, why don't you make a bigger push then maybe to get Tennessee to deal with your son's case?
I'm trying, and I have therapists I have one therapist that is willing to go to court. She has video recordings, but her supervisor said it's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because he needs to
Jeez.
pretty much vocalize it.
Yeah, that sounds like a
Which-
nightmare. So, I mean, what are your next steps?
It literally is.
Like, what do you do now? What's next?
I honestly don't know. I'm sitting on pins and needles waiting for this call next week from the district attorney.
Don't you hate those
I honestly
calls like
don't
that?
know.
Why not just tell you on the damn voicemail? You know what I mean? Because then it makes you. It's like those people that send you a message on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Gray, I got something I gotta tell you. I got something I gotta tell you. And you go, and then you see it, and it's like 4 hours before, and you go, what? And then 10 hours later, they go, oh, I just wanted to know if you wanted to. It's like, man, you made people sit around and wait with stress for a whole weekend. That's what you're going through right now, right? Just waiting for Monday so that you can get a response.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even, literally, her voicemail says, hey, Sheila, this is Lisa, so-and-so. I'm headed upstairs for court for most of the rest of the afternoon. I will try to remember to call you tomorrow, but we've worked out a plea deal. That will be part of that you look, she was saying part of you'll like and part you don't like. But I would like the opportunity to go through it with you so that you understand what will be happening on your daughter's case.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gives me the number. And so I call her, literally back within 5 minutes. I get her voicemail. I email her.
Nothing.
I don't hear back. I wait till Friday morning.
When you do talk, let me ask you,
o'clock.
when you do talk to her, let her know how crappy that is. Okay? Don't just go, hey, it's great to talk to you. Just go like this. You know what? You just go like this. You're one of the rudest people I've ever met. The fact that I do this all the time, it doesn't, it feels good. So even if it doesn't get you anywhere, just tell them, you're one of the rudest people I've ever met. You tell me this, I call you back, and you make me sit the entire weekend on pins and needles, stressed out, just wondering while you probably went over to a couple bars with your friends, had some nice meals because you didn't give two shits. That's what I would say.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. Literally, 10 o'clock Friday morning, I call. Her secretary takes my name, comes right back and says, she's not available. She'll give you a call next week.
What a joke.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I've already been super upset since Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Just, God, nothing more.
It's bullshit.
So let me ask you something.
And the fact that he even gets a plea deal.
Yeah, well, let me ask you something. So the plea deal, part that you like and part that you won't. Let me give you two scenarios. Would you like it if he got less time? Let's say he got 15 years, but he couldn't see your kids, or he got 25 years, but he got to visit some of your kids. Which one would be better?
No, I would take the 15 years with no visitation.
Right, because then they'd be adults and they wouldn't want to see him anyways, because they'd know the reality, right?
Right, which they don't already. I mean, they want their last names changed. They want nothing to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
But should the court give
what
him
is your
that
gut
right?
feeling on the part that you would think was good? Do you have any idea at all?
I don't.
Because there might have been
I have no
conversations
clue.
you had that you wanted to see this. Think back to your conversations that you had. What was something that she knew that you would think was good? Like just based on your conversations. Can you think of anything?
The only thing I told her was that originally when we first started talking, I was like, I hope he gets life in prison with no parole.
That's about it. Well, that doesn't sound like that's
Yeah,
happening.
and right.
Mhm. What else,
So,
though, were you like,
I don't know.
what was like the next thing that you said? And I don't want him to ever be able to talk to my kids again. So maybe that is in there, but it's only 15 years. I'm hoping for that one for your sake. Not that he doesn't deserve
Yeah,
to
then
spend the
I'd
rest
be
of his
grateful.
life.
And
Yeah.
I do know that once my son is able to give concrete whatever they want from him, he has a chance of being charged here as well. I told her I wanted that because she knows everything. She knows, she's been here through the whole 2 years that I've been going through this, and every time I find something else out, I share it with her.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry you even had to deal with just the whole life experience of, I mean, that's the biological father too, right?
It is, yeah.
I mean, geez, that's just, I mean, not that it's any worse if it's not, but it's even weirder, sort of, you know what I mean? It's like it's your own kid. Freaking insane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, just the things that he did to me when we were married is, people are like, that's unbelievable. I can't even believe. So when my daughter told me and came to me, I didn't doubt her for a second. And I actually had a memory from when she was maybe 5. They went to a father-daughter dance, and I had pictures of them beforehand. She looks super excited. He does not look happy. She comes back, and she seems like a whole new kid. Like she had been traumatized.
Just like
there was something definitely off.
Just like your son. He doesn't do some of the same stuff he was doing before.
Right. Like we haven't had, he had constipation for like 4 years, to the point where they had him on a feeding tube.
Well, didn't they check him out down there to see, like, wow, it looks like there's trauma or something? Anything?
They did, but it was always when he was with me. And so, I saw like blood in the diaper. I remember blood in the diaper, but I don't think we ever saw any of the doctors around that time. But we did the feeding tube. We went through all of that, and literally 30 days with no contact, it just all went away.
Yeah, that's man, what a nightmare. Jesus. What are you supposed to I'm not even sure. I mean, I know you're just telling the story to get it out there so it feels good. What county was it in, by the way? Sharon Gornick in the chat wanted to know. What county in Texas?
Tennessee, it was in Maury County.
In Tennessee. Okay.
Texas, it was Midland County.
How do you spell that? Midland?
Midland. Midland.
Oh, Nidland. Never heard of that.
It's the Permian Basin. It's about halfway between Dallas and El Paso. Middle of the oil field. All oil field.
Hey, but Sharon, why do you want to know what county it was? Just asking a question. I don't know why you're asking that. Jeez. So what, just waiting for Monday. How about on Monday, once you talk to them, you call back in and let us know what the verdict was?
Absolutely, because believe me, first thing Monday morning, I will be calling that biatch.
Oh, yeah, you'll be dialing. It'll have it on, like, speed dial where it just...
Oh, yeah, no, I have it saved. I have it saved in my phone, and, yeah,
right. Man.
I'm not happy that I've been put off this long. I mean...
How are your kids doing
I've had to go through...
mentally, though? Just, like, now that they're with you and away from the dad? Are they getting back to somewhat normal, or do they still have like a lot of trauma and, you know?
It's been rough. You know, they're all in trauma therapy, and they are all doing well, like in school and with friends. But at home, they struggle. Both of my daughters in the last 6 months have gone through suicidal ideation. You know, they're just lost. And it's sad because I have no family. My parents are gone. I have nobody around us. And it's just us. It's been rough. But
you're,
for the most part,
well,
they're doing pretty well.
Well, you should be proud of yourself for like just, you know, being there and for them and taking care of, you know, getting shit done now, you know.
I know lots of people tell me that, but it's really hard.
How do you think he was hiding it?
I
How do you think he was hiding it? And what was he doing at the time to hide it from, like, your knowledge? And would he tell the kids not to say something and stuff like that?
He threatened them with his gun.
There you go. See, boom, that's crazy.
Both of my daughters came to me right after with stories of him making them hold the gun, him pointing the gun, him threatening with the gun. They didn't want anything to do with it, but he would make them hold it. My middle daughter, who is neurotypical, so she doesn't have any issues cognitively, he told me that he made her hold the gun to her head.
Oh, Jesus. Man, that's just insane.
And it's sick. And what's even more sick is that while we were married, he was cheating on me for at least 6 years of our marriage while I was still having his children, and he was abusing my daughter, my oldest.
Yeah, what's wrong? This
and
guy
when
sounds
I
like
say
a
he
psycho.
was cheating, he was on Craigslist soliciting sex, truck stops. Didn't matter. He wanted to know all the rest areas in Texas. It's sick. It's really fucking sick.
Is he a truck driver?
No, he wasn't. He had a really good job for an equipment company in the oil field business, and
not anymore.
No.
Yeah, Jesus. She's wanting to know, Sharon Gornick, if you have a good lawyer in Texas. Sharon
I
Gornick.
don't. I have 2 attorneys in Tennessee. One is a family attorney. One is a criminal attorney that is helping me with the protection orders. And the family attorney is putting me on hold until Texas
Well, why don't
does whatever they do.
Well, hey Sharon, why don't you send me an email again, and then I'll send. You want her to? I mean, she might know something over there, maybe help you out.
Sure.
So then I'll send you her information, or So why don't both of you email me, and then I'll send Sharon your information. How about that? Sharon Gornick.
Of course.
And then
I'll be grateful for any and everything. I don't know if you guys have watched the case from Oklahoma with Ivy Webster and the scary guy that killed all the kids and his family, but they're backing the Ninth Law, which is to hold sex offenders accountable and not to ever grant them parole.
Okay.
I'll send you the petition and email.
Well, the sex offenders shouldn't
that
be
would be amazing.
See, sex offenders like that shouldn't get parole because they're going to offend again.
And
they're just going to do it again. There's no chance that they're not going to do it again. That's the thing.
Well, and this person that I fathered children with is definitely a pedophile. I mean,
Oh, obviously, yeah. Not with you have a son and
and
a daughter.
I 100% wish that any person that would hurt children in that way would never be released. And so I am definitely backing the Knight's Law to get it nationwide.
I think it should be I don't think everybody on the sex offender registry should have life in prison, because some of them are, weird things like.
There's some situations.
Oh, there's some like if
when
you're 23
about,
and a 17-year-old, all of a sudden, oh my God, you're, and then you're on the
right,
sex offenders
right.
list. But like anybody that's a pedophile,
I don't agree with that.
I think it's anybody that's a pedophile, just absolute predator type. Those are the ones that should get like life with.
Like this person that.
Your guy
ruined my children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, the statutory rape thing, the Romeo and Juliet, I don't agree, and that should be a whole different thing. But the sex offenders, as far as, raping your own children, they should never see the light of day.
I think violent sexual assaults and pedophiles and child molesters should be life in prison, because they're not going to be changing when they come out. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So there you go.
Exactly. But yeah.
Wow. Well, hey, I appreciate you sharing. I think I remember just the basics of that story. That was a while ago. That was a long time ago. I think you sent me that. Or if you did send me
I emailed you a while ago, just because I've been so absent, because we've just been dealing with so much. But yeah.
Well,
and thank you.
You're stronger than most people, I can tell you that. You can do it. You're gonna just win this whole thing and kick ass. So who knows what this verdict will be? We'll call it that, because you're just kind of waiting for the plea deal. But maybe if it's something really shitty, that you could say, let's not do that, let's go to trial, because it's worth it, right? Because he did do the things.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe you can convince them and say, we need to take this to trial. And if that doesn't work, then you really need to move harder on Texas, then to go after him for what he did to your daughter, and then get Tennessee even more involved with your son. Then it's like he's just keep tacking him on the sentences, and then he's just never going to get out. This guy seems like a nut job. Like, is he a violent person too, or is he just a sexual predator monster type?
No, he is a narcopath, but sexual deviant on the side. 6 years of cheating on me and doing all these things while I was still having this child, and yet he found a way to turn it all back on me.
Wow.
Just like when his daughter came out and we were going to court, he tried to blame it on me, putting her up to this. But I don't think he counted on me saving all of the Craigslist posts and all of the text messages and emails and things that he had done to me. I don't think he realized that I saved all of that.
Well, it might be worth it for you to, like, one time, just try to start getting, maybe Sharon Gornick can help you out there, but maybe you can try to get a hold of different people instead of just the one that you keep talking to. Somebody, like, literally see if you can meet with different people, to see if you can find that one person who actually gives a shit. Sometimes it takes that. I was just watching a Netflix documentary of these 3 people in Britain who they were just being cyber stalked to a degree that is horrendous. Like, literally, like, messaging all their friends, getting everybody's names and phone numbers, and creating all these stories. And the government was just like, yeah, well, you know, we can't do anything. We can't do anything. And then finally, one detective got it and was like, man, I'm going to do something. And this one of the girls kept like literally like a encyclopedia size file of all the conversations, and they were able to determine who the person was. And, you know, the guy ended up getting, I think it was like 15 years. And, you know, it's pretty amazing for, they were just amazing, but they finally had to find that one person who gave a damn. And that might be what you need to try to do, is find that person. You know, maybe it's talking to a different agency that deals with these victims, that knows an attorney or somebody working in a capacity of investigation that would actually care. Like, it sounds like you got the crappy draw of a DA. That's what it sounds like. Something like that. Are you still there? Oh, I don't know if she's... Oh, I'm not sure what happened. But anyways, that's the advice I have. I just looked up and it looks like I lost her number. I was wondering if she was still there. But I just looked up there and she's not still on the call. But hey, thanks, Michelle H. I thought that was pretty good advice. Are you still there, Mama She 13, out there in the chat? I think you got to try to find that person who gives a damn. Okay? And if you didn't hear it, go back and listen to what I just said. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Well, I don't know what happened to her. I just looked over there and I just saw that she got disconnected. Oh, your phone died. Well, go back and listen to what I just said, Mama She 13, because I think that's your ticket, is to find somebody who actually gives a crap. And you might be able to find that by talking to various agencies that know who would care. Right, like, yeah, exactly, like a victim's advocate or something. But you need somebody, you got the short end of the stick with your prosecutor, sounds like. But I guess we got to wait and see what the verdict is, right? Yeah, maybe. I don't know if it's a therapist. I would think that probably, like NCMEC, you know, you might want to give National Center for Missing and Exploited Children a call, and they might be able to get on to something quick. Right? We've given 20,000, 25,000 or so over the years to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and I actually would give them a call. Why not? Your X is right in that, exactly what they deal with. You should call them, Mama She 13. See what happens. And say, yeah, I'm one of the freaks on Grant Hughes Investigates that's donated over $25,000 to you guys over the years. Is there any way that you could... Yeah, throw that one in there. See what happens. Thanks, Michelle H. and Kit. Oh, you're calling me a therapist? Oh. Oh, Therapist Gray. I see. Yeah, I'm not too bright there, Sosie. Okay. I didn't pick up on that. But you guys were still not even at the goal, even on a great night like this. So if you're out there and you can help support the channel, I would appreciate it. Mama She 13, who just told the story, has made up way over 50% of the entire night. I would say literally 65, 70%. Without that, we'd be like at a horrendous night yet again. We don't want to have lucky nights. I don't like those. And that is how we are able to give to places like NCMEC, Texas EquiSearch, etc., is because of the help that you guys give. Any amount works. It's just all bulk, and then boom, we're able to give away, right? And I make an income. You know, that's Oh, and look at that. There's Quietly Frozen again, stepping in. Thank you. Didn't even know you were here, Quietly Frozen. The coolest name. Here, hold on. Quietly Frozen. The coolest name in YouTube history. Pancakes. Thank you. And by the way, make sure to send me the email though, Mama She 13, so I can send it to Sharon. I think she might be able to help you out somehow. All right. Thank you, Wise Child. Wise Child. Maybe I should do it like this. Wise Child. Yeah, maybe not. That might sound a little too scary. Oh, you made everyone go to bed so you can get some work done? Well, it's pretty late over there. Right? Yeah. Anyways, I'm glad you called in, Mama She 13. I think you got all the freaks behind you now. So we'll just make it like, give us some regular updates. We'll have you call in. You can tell us what's going on. And all right. Boom. Man, what a nightmare. Jesus. You know, I've never had young kids, but I could imagine, I have the 2 kids now. I mean, I've taken, basically been supporting them since they were like 10 years old, but I finally meet them, and I'm just trying to picture what it would be like to have your own kids and then knowing that somebody, their actual parent was abusing them, and probably has a guilty feeling too, like, wow, why I didn't notice something, what was going on. But you don't blame yourself at all, man. They're monsters like that. Find a way. It's ridiculous. Jesus. Yeah, I don't have any young kids. I have adult kids, though. But I mean, I can try to picture it, and it would make me angry. I think I'd want to like do something really bad. Yeah, exactly. The monsters. That's what I always tell people on the show. Everyone tries to do the, like even for example in Audrey Cunningham's case, the mother and father aren't really the greatest parents in the world, but they aren't the ones that did what that Don Stephen McDougal whack job did. Okay? They aren't the ones that did that. They made it sort of an unsafe place for that, but at the same time, that's the guy that deserves basically, I would say, 95% of all of the rage should go towards Don Stephen McDougal, even though we all agree that the father is just an idiot, in that case. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so don't ever think that you have anything to do with anything, Mama She 13. That's it's all on that wacko. Okay? Oh, you emailed? Did you email me, Sharon? So Sharon, you got to email me now too, so I can. Well, maybe I can. Okay. A second. I'll just find your email. All right, Sharon, I just sent you an email with Mama She 13's email on it. Okay, I just sent it to you, so you don't have to send me anything. I just sent it to you just now. All right. I'm not sure. What are you talking about, Annabelle Stealth? I thought I was a communist. You called me a communist the other day. Does anybody, isn't that one of the last things that any of you would call me? Like literally? The people that are in here right now, isn't being a communist literally the last thing that you would think? Yeah, Annabelle Stealth is out there. We're never really quite sure what's going on there. She's been here a long time, so we just kind of tolerate it, but it's like, you know, strange. He's talking about the devil's voice. No, but she called me a communist the other day on the show. Literally typed it in, and then made another comment too. Don't even know what that meant either. Yeah, so she probably thought that really was the devil right there. I mean, isn't that weird? You already got one already, Sharon? Like, just you've already made a call and got one? Well, hell, maybe you can help me out sometime. I have a need for lawyers well, I don't live in Texas though. Well, there you go. Do you see that? Mama She 13, she just said, okay, Mr. Hughes, got a lawyer for her. Wow, that's awesome. All right. So make sure to email her back, Sharon, because I sent you her email. So get the email and email her back. All right. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Very cool, very cool. All right. Definitely on a different topic now, for sure, but don't see Blue or Chloe either. Yeah, I don't really know what she means when she says the stuff that she says. Well, awesome, Sharon. That's awesome. That's so cool of you to do that. Thank you. And Mama She 13, make sure you guys communicate here. I think she really can help you. I wouldn't have given her your information if I didn't think that. If it was just some rando person, I know. I mean, I've communicated with Sharon on the side. Oh yeah, it's a he. That's right. Annabelle Stealth is a he, I guess. It's hard to know. The name Annabelle sounds like a female. No, I don't know. As a matter of fact, I can't mention. I don't know one guy that's name is Annabelle. Do you? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I guess we can try to get back to the other topic, but that was totally worth having that conversation. It's nice to help out a freak, and also it's an important topic out there, especially given some of the cases that we've covered lately. Knight's Law. She just said the lawyer's free to you, Mama She 13. Did you see that? Lawyer free to her. I mean, have you actually already communicated with the attorney? That's amazing. So you hear? Did you see that? Mama She 13. Yeah. So make sure. Let me give you. I'm going to give you her email too. Okay. Just in case. You know, she's saying. She always says she's technological. Issues. I guess. So let me. I will give you her email. All right. So I just got. Here we go. And this is Sharon Gornick. There you go. All right, I just sent Mama She 13 your email, Sharon. Okay. Do you know people in Oregon, Sharon? That's amazing. Yeah. A lot of good people, educated people in this chat. Slow typing, but fast on the phone, she said. Well, there you go. There you go. That's awesome. Shit. Okay, man. Now it's like this is kind of a cool story to figure out, like, what's going to happen. Is Sharon Gornick's friend going to help out Mama She 13 to keep a barbarian behind bars by perhaps helping out in the other cases regarding her own children and the same barbarian? Yeah. Wow. I mean, you can't see anything on the screen. I just had the same blank image on the screen the whole time. Well, Mama She 13, you're pretty amazing yourself. Okay. Gotta throw that in there. Don't forget to look in the mirror when you say something like that. I'm not even sure where to go now on the show. Maybe it's just sort of like it's a shorter show tonight. Okay, you emailed her. She emailed you, Sharon. That's right. This channel does make a difference. Yeah. And that reminds me, everybody, if you're out there and you can help support the Grant Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, which allows me to make a difference on all of our behalf regarding the channel, and it allows me to keep doing the show. Okay? Don't let Mama She 13 be the main source of tonight's super chats. She's the one that needs the help. What words of Richard Allen just turned in? Oh, his words? Well, I know the words. Well, there she goes again. Well, thanks, Mama She 13. You guys are, yeah, too late. You win. Okay. You win. Man, you guys. I'm just trying to picture if, like, you weren't here tonight, we'd be at one of the worst nights in the history of the show. So, I think Richard Allen, I'm hoping that he goes to trial before the end of the year. I'll definitely be going over there, for sure. I'll just have to figure out a way to do it, you know. Hell, I might even drive out there again. It's nice having your own car there. And then I can have all my equipment and stuff around and interview people and talk to people. You know what I mean? If you fly there, it's hard to get everything. It'd just be different. Might be kind of fun, you know? I guess nobody heard what I just said a second ago. So somebody said, and Richard Allen's words. So here's his words. Right? Richard Allen said that he got there. He went to the bridge from 1:30 to 3:30. He said that originally. He changed it to 12 to 1:30, but that's proven a lie. And don't go, how is it proven, Gray? Because I just made a whole video on it 2 days ago. It's 100% a lie. It's not true. So his own words are that after making it to the Freedom Bridge here, he walked to the Monon High Bridge. But what we all just kind of ignore in our brains is that there's an amount of time that it takes to walk from the Freedom Bridge to the Monon High Bridge. So he's admitting to doing that. And generously, I made him walk fast at 4 miles an hour. The slower it is, the more damning it is for Richard Allen. Okay, so I sped it up to 4 miles an hour. And it takes 10 minutes from where he encountered the 3 girls to get here. Now, Google Maps has 15 minutes because they have you walking at 2.5 miles an hour. I'm putting him at 4, and he gets here in 10 minutes. Therefore, he's right here at 1:44. Okay? Then he says he looks at fish. So I'm generously saying he only looked at fish for 2 minutes. And then apparently he would have left the park. That's why nobody saw him, like Betsy Blair and AbbyandLibby didn't see him because he left, right? But from here to here, it takes 4.5 minutes. So that means from here at 1:46 to here, it would be 1:50. The only problem with that is Betsy Blair got here at 1:49 or 1:47. She gets out of her car, gets here at probably 1:48 at the latest, and would have then therefore passed Richard Allen as he was walking this direction, but she didn't see him. She saw him when she got to the bridge, standing on platform 1, exactly where he said he was standing. Don't you get it? I mean, that right there is just so damning. There's no out for Richard Allen. You get it? And not only that, AbbyandLibby got there at 1:48-ish because the car drove by here at 1:49. I could imagine that she pulls up here at 1:48, maybe even 1:47 or so. It could even been 1:47, but I'm going to just say 1:48. The girls get out. She sits there for a second, watches them walk, and then pulls forward, and at 1:49 drives by right here. But even given that, it only takes 39 seconds to walk from here to here. So that means it's going to be 1:48 and 39 seconds, maybe 1:49 even. But again, Richard Allen would still be like right here. He would have passed the 3 girls. But we know that didn't happen because Betsy Blair is ahead of the girls down here and still doesn't see anybody, but only sees him right here on platform 1, exactly where he said he was standing. Can now ask questions regarding that. Like, give me something that makes sense. Like, hey, Gray, how come? And let's go from there. All right? Sorry, Gray, anybody who loves you, like all of us do from us. Okay, thanks, Annabelle. Now, go ahead and ask me a question. Like, if you're still not sure somehow, go ahead and ask me something. No, you haven't, See, here's the thing, Mr. Perfect. You haven't seen it. I can stare at it 24/7, and I do look at it 24/7. All right, you whack job? So go sell your Odinist bullshit somewhere else, okay? Not interested. How did Richard leave? Well, after he was here when Betsy Blair saw him and the girls came by, Betsy Blair passes AbbyandLibby, and again, there was no guy and there's no male that looked like Richard Allen wearing the blue jacket or anything. When she walked this direction, as a matter of fact, Betsy Blair didn't see another soul until and then again, she comes out right here, gets in her car and leaves. So that means Richard Allen was still over in this area somewhere. And in fact, at the same time she was getting in her car, Abby and Libby take a photo of Richard Allen on this end of the bridge. Libby does, anyways. And Abby gets behind Libby. And then he kills the girls right over here and then exits, apparently, through the cemetery. Now, I don't really care at all for if the Sarah Carbaugh information is correct, if that is even who she saw or anything. It does. I don't. It's a neat little piece of a puzzle. Like, okay, here he goes. He's heading towards his car. But it doesn't matter to me. All I care about is that this person here, right there, is Richard Allen. This is Richard Allen, and this is Richard Allen right here, okay? And that is his car driving by at 127. And these other sightings prove that this sighting is correct. So if I was prosecution, I would start this way. I would go, Richard Allen claimed he was there from 1:30 to 3:30. There were 3 girls on a bench that took a picture at 1:26 and left the park. As they were leaving and heading to the Freedom Bridge, they passed a man. And we believe that's Richard Allen because Richard Allen also said when he got there around 1:30, just after exiting the Freedom Bridge, he passed 3 girls and they saw each other. They both say that they saw each other. So we know that that is Richard Allen. And now, because of that timing, the vehicle that drove by the Hoosier Harvest Store at 127 that matched Richard Allen's vehicle is his vehicle, and it parked at the abandoned CPS building backed in. We believe he then walked out and passed the girls here around 134, then go through the whole thing again. I mean, can you see how that works like that? I would go backwards there. Don't start off with the 127 car. Go with his words, then prove how the car is his, because it is him there at 1:30. Richard Allen's wife worked days and his daughter was at school. Why would he not have gone home and cleaned up? Well, how do we know what he did, sissy? Yes, it was him. He told his wife and mother he did it. Right. Yeah, I mean, hopefully he went home. I see what you're saying. That's kind of weirdly worded the way you said that, but yeah, maybe he did go home and clean up, because if his wife was at work, that you claim, we don't know. I mean, I haven't seen any documented proof of anything that you just said. But yes, Richard Allen confessed to his wife and mother and other people, right? Just know that in your head. It also sounds like Richard Allen's daughter and husband had something to do with turning him in. All right, those are rumors that are out there, but I've also heard it from a little higher level, like in between rumor and the higher level people that you could hear from. Okay, so wouldn't that be amazing? You got the picture of Richard Allen's daughter laying on a bed with a cat wearing the tie-dye shirt of Abby and Libby, not the one that was at the crime scene, obviously, but one of the Abby and Libby tie-dye memorial shirts. She's literally wearing it and has a physical similarity to Libby. And as Zozo pointed out a while back, she just got engaged 3 months before the murders. Her little girl's leaving the home. And here you got this picture, and then there's a picture of her on the bridge with the full length of the bridge, and she's sitting on it just where Abby and Libby were. Now, is there a connection there somehow? I don't know, but man, isn't that weird? I think that's weird stuff. And maybe the wife took the picture. A lot of people had the Abby and Libby tie-dye shirts. What was weird about the picture, though, was how she wouldn't show her face in that picture. Almost like it was just sort of a shot where you could, imagine. Yeah, it was strange. Very strange. Okay. I know what you're saying, Sissy. I just said that to you. I know that's what you were saying. I repeated it back to you. Yes, he probably went home, That'd be interesting to know what his work. I mean, see, here's what law enforcement has, everybody. Law enforcement has his work schedule that day. He wasn't working. And if it's true what Sissy said, that the wife was working and his kid was at school during that time, although, what school did she go to? A college? Was she in college at that time? Because all the schools were out in Delphi that day. Richard Allen, some kind of fantasy wanted to play out with murders. Yeah, that's kind of what I think. I even said that before, like even before knowing that there was an engagement. Maybe that was the stressor. I always thought that there was a connection between the similarity of his daughter's look. So, I mean, actually, not to bring up what Mama She 13 was just talking about, but could there be something sort of similar there in the past where there's some kind of, you know, I mean, here's this daughter that was there the whole time, and if the daughter did come forward, why did she come forward? Was it something that she observed? Did she hear something? Or was it something that happened to her all those years ago and she always thought it was him? I don't know. But man, what if there's something similar going on in that house years ago and he was reliving that fantasy because his daughter's leaving now? Yeah, who knows? But wouldn't that be interesting? I mean, I'm just speculating here, you know. Obviously, I don't have this kind of information. Sound some kind of fantasy, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to get some memberships. If anybody else wants to help get some memberships for people, that'd be cool. Kind of struggling on the super chat angle, so if you want to help out with the getting memberships, that'd be great. Oh, that wasn't it. Live. Here we go. There. Well, not you again. Jesus. Well, thanks, Mama She 13. I was just about to do 5 myself. So, hold on.
This is a HELOC. It looks...
Let's see. And there we go. But thank you, Mama She 13 again. Yeah, it looks like nobody's here available on mine. Where's mine coming? Nobody got anything. Oh, there they go. We got Sissy, Ida, Montijo, Jessica Fleek, Cindy Hudson, and hello, it's me. There you go. All right, no, seriously, I want people that are still skeptical. It's hard for me to believe somebody's skeptical after what I've laid out in the last 2 videos on YouTube, okay? But if you're still having problems, like, how do you know that? You know, let me know. I mean, I was in this conversation with somebody on Facebook, and they're just clueless. Unbelievable. There we go. Man, where are the rest of you guys? Get help out with the memberships, you guys. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. The one thing about Delphi I'm grateful for, I've unfollowed so many morons. Well, there you go. Man, you guys like let Mama She 13 basically support the entire show, and there she goes again. Probably feels happy that. So it's Amy Michelle Luxury, Donna Luzier, Charles Irwin, Teresa 78201, and Tracy. Yeah. You know, the thing is, I was on this other guy, you know, this my nemesis's channel. I mean, I was chatting in there, but I don't know. You know, it just sort of feels weird. I mean, he wasn't mean to me on the show, but he's sort of, in some way, I don't know. It's hard to explain the feeling I have because he's always, you know, he always doesn't admit it, but he's used a lot of my work over the years. Even one of the videos he played on there was basically an exact duplicate of a video that I made. And, you know, so they weren't mean or bashing me, so I was able to just sort of interact over there with the other people. But, I don't know, sort of a weird feeling even doing that, you know. So, that's just the reality. All the crap we've been going through, but have always been a freak. Well, there you go. Well, thanks. I just wish other people were helping out. So, like, if you weren't here, Mama She 13 tonight, this would be abysmal. All right, so thank you. I mean, there are other people that have helped out, but I'm saying the total would be very low. It's a very good question and could very likely. What is it? Sandy Shirley said, I'm creeped out by that photo too. He may not physically done anything to her, but wonder. Well, it's weird that she's looking down too. Like, why aren't you smiling at the camera on that shot? Thanks, Amy Michelle Luxury. Now that I'm a freak, it should act like one. Yeah, nobody's required. I'm just trying to do nights where sort of a democratic thing where everybody's helping out a little bit here and there. No, really? Well, thanks, Sissy. I think there are, we do have like a whole bunch of members tonight. What is it? 21 total. That's pretty good. So maybe that one was the one that you did. Yeah, 21 new freaks up there. That's pretty awesome. And then hopefully you stay around after your free month goes up, because there's a really cheap option of $1.99 on there. And that's part of the income that also helps. So even if you're somebody that can only do the $1.99, a portion of that, like let's see, if it's $1.99, I would say 66 cents of that goes to at the end of the month when I do charities. So that's pretty good. All right, you sure, Amy? Because I might say something that pisses you off. You know how I am sometimes. I'm in here. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. Rarely watch your lives because, yeah, see, look at, because you press, even though I just explained it a second ago, Nancy. So, Nancy, how about you just go stick your head up your ass and go somewhere else, okay? God, what a joke. It's the only way to get stuff to happen in here. And there we go, the mods, let it stay up again. Alright. Some of you guys here from the other channel? I don't know. No, well, it sucks. You know how they do it. Like concepts and ideas, they just take right from you and pretend it's their own. And they go, oh no, I thought of it myself. Really? Something that intricate? You just came up with the same thing? You know? I don't think so. Are some of you guys here for, I don't know, why are you, just don't worry about it, Cindy. I don't know why you ask stuff like that. These channels need your credit, then the Marv lady. Yeah, I thought it was cool that I got Marv to change her mind. Like she saw it and went, oh wow. Yeah, see, that's what you're looking for. So when you're doing, if you're on a, like the prosecutors need to word things in a way that has inescapable logic. You get it? Like I think when I'm showing this here, how do you get out of it? How do you say to yourself, well, no, that's still not him. You can't do it. That's the problem with it. Right? You can't do it. And especially with that new way of viewing it that we just came up with yesterday on the show. I know what you're doing, Cindy, but then you're sort of giving attention to it, right? Is that you got to take account of the time and know exactly when Richard Allen would have been at the bridge. And then once you know that, where did he go if it wasn't him and the person that... So here's the thing. Here's a good way to just look at it like that. Richard Allen got here at 1:44 based on his own words. Okay? He said he got to the Freedom Bridge and he went to the Monenhai Bridge, and we've already proven that it was him at 1:30. So where did he go when he got here that when Betsy Blair got there, she was looking at somebody else, but never past anybody? Who was that person? Where did he go? Did he go walking over here and then another another guy that looked like him playing musical chairs jumped onto the bridge? Yeah, there's no way out for these guys, so they just keep pushing some crazy stuff. Yeah. Go ahead, everybody. Come on, Odinus out there. I know you're watching. Ask me a question. Go ahead. Just waiting for an answer or a question. Hey, look at that. Bucolic Buffalo got 5 memberships for French Fry, Stacy Facey, Chris, Youper Girl, and Corey Berman. And then Mama She 13 again. Y'all been fighting this fight by myself since 2020. I need help. Well, good. Well, there you go. It looks like Sharon Gornick. If you guys just do your communications with her, and then when you get your, let's get an update on Monday after you talk to that prosecutor or whatever, whoever that was, and keep us updated there. But I think she's going to be able to help you out there. She may have sent you an email. She writes these really nice, well thought out emails. When I just go, "Hey, what's going on?" Yeah. I need a rewatch. G came up on my feed advertising that he was on the CW show. I never seen him before. And well, he wasn't on the CW show. Are you talking about me, Sandy? Who are you referring to? There was like a clip of the other guy, like just sort of a highlight thing, like, oh, somebody, blabbing. They weren't a guest and had nothing to say on it. Man, I'll be so pumped if somehow that communication with Sharon Gornick makes a difference. Oh man, that'd be amazing. Jesus. That'd be another win for the Freak family, wouldn't it? Just like she said, we make a difference here. Oh, you don't need to type his name in. You just said the other channel. Yeah, he wasn't on the special. They just had a highlight, you know, when they're like, you know, that kind of stuff. Do you all think Richard Allen's wife knew or suspected it? I don't know. It seems like she would almost have to have recognized him on the bridge. And just knew him. If his daughter knew something, how did she not know something? And by the way, why did she stop the call when he confessed? It's almost like, oh, you're trying to protect the guy. You know, that bothers me a little bit. Although I think a lot of wives would do that if you believed your husband wasn't the person. But I mean, as soon as he confessed, wouldn't you just immediately shift your mindset and go, oh my God, this guy's the... I'm still waiting. Come on, Odinus out there, just type something in. Give me some explanation of how that isn't Richard Allen. I know that you guys all like to say that he was actually at the old Farm Bureau building, which is right here. And somehow he walked all the way over here and came around over here, and then he said, he parked there, and then all of a sudden he's here. Wouldn't he have said, yeah, I walked through the town of Delphi, made my way all the way to... Yeah, especially after he confessed, Zozo. That's what I would say. If she's supporting him after he confessed, then she's an idiot. And there's no way that she can believe that he had he was treated so mentally poorly it made him confess. Because prior to his confession, there were no complaints at all. He was treated great. He loved it. Well, as much as you can. But anyways, and then as soon as he confessed, he just broke down and confessed. His attorneys realized how shitty that was and how it is a nightmare for them. Therefore, he now has to be crazy somehow. So we need to blame it on the facility and start asking for him to be transferred because it's so awful here. And make sure to drool on your shirt and eat some of those papers. And then we can try to sell the fact that it wasn't a valid confession. Except he confessed to multiple people, not just the mother and the wife. What do you mean, what about him eating paper? I just said that. Eating paper doesn't mean a damn thing. It's a joke. It's ridiculous. Do you actually think that it means he was really crazy because he was eating paper? I could do it right now on the show. I did it the other night. I took a piece of white typing paper, stuffed it in my mouth, and chewed on it. Well, you wouldn't know what he... He looked sort of normal, you guys, before... In 2017, he looked normal. So when you say marrying him, I don't know. I mean, how would you really know what he was going to turn into, I guess? But he looked somewhat normal in 2007. I think you'd be lying if you said he didn't look normal in 2017. But when you see him later, when he slowly... basically the murders were the ring in Lord of the Rings, this burden, that he's holding on to, and it's eating away, wasting away at his soul. And basically Richard Allen is Schmeagol and turns into Gollum by the end of it. You can see him look in that car. He looks just like Gollum, wasting away with the stress and anguish over those 5 years that he sat around wondering why his door hasn't been knocked on by the police. But he learned over the years that he now needs to change the time that he was there from 12 to 1:30, meaning he left before any of the bad stuff. Yeah, but he doesn't drool, Bridget, dear. He did it intentionally just that one time to make it look like he was crazy. All right? And the reason I need to put that in there is because Zozo likes to jump on that. See, he does drool. No, Richard Allen isn't a drooler. He drooled one time on his shirt to make him look like he's crazy. You're not going to win that one. If he was being threatened, that harm would come to his family if he didn't confess, then wouldn't they want him to confess to law enforcement or FBI, someone other than his wife and mom? Yeah, that's a good point there. No, it doesn't count. I think you know it in your heart, too. That doesn't count. You said the killer is going to be somebody who lives in his mother's basement and drools. Meaning he's just some weird, sloppy guy drooling. When in this case, he drooled intentionally to fake a craziness. We all know that. As a matter of fact, we have an emoji for all new members out there. Make sure to check out the channel members only emojis. Look at that right there. That is Richard Allen's stain on his shirt right there. Okay? That is Richard Allen's stain. Don't forget it. Were other cars caught on camera like any other of the girls? There were other cars driving by there, yeah. Yeah, there was a few other cars drove by. Somebody named, like Terry Wilson drove by at 210, 228. Wesley McWhirter is heading east, etc. They saw the car there. My husband can eat all the paper in the house. He's still guilty of snoring too loud at night. We got ourselves a comedian in here. All right. Have you guys ever, any of you guys tried that, like, I think it's called Navage, or it's like a, you know those neti pot things that for your nose? This thing is like this. You put it up both noses and it has a machine that goes and then like shoots around and fills up a reservoir, and then you flip it around and it goes the other direction in your nose. It's pretty weird. It's a weird sensation. Yeah, those are pretty good though. They work. Oh, you got something similar? Yeah. Yeah, that's actually the stain on a shirt. You know what's the beauty of it? When you type in Richard Allen on Google and you go to images, the beauty of it, or Richard Allen Delphi, and if you type in Richard Allen Delphi, like the first image that pops up is that one. I don't know if you can see that, but like right over there, and then I always click on that one. Look at that. I'm Richard Allen. Yeah, look at this guy. Yeah, you guys believe in that? There it is right there, you guys. The drool stain. And there's Golem right there. And there's Quietly Frozen. The coolest name in YouTube history. That's not really a clear shot of him though. Where's the one? This one's, I think this one's, yeah, there we go. That one's. Ah, crap. Oh yeah, so I can't open that one. That's still good right there, even that one. That's 615 by 792. No, they needed to make him crazy. Now, he never claimed, that's an online rumor. Richard Allen has never claimed that the Odinists forced him to confess. That's never happened. That's an online rumor, people say. His defense team is saying that he only confessed because he was mentally ill, and therefore it's not a it's a false confession is what he's saying. Okay? That whole thing about Odinus making him confess is bogus. That never happened. That's an online rumor that people are pretending is what was done, but it wasn't. So it wasn't a great point, Sony. We appreciate each and every one here. Hit the like button and share. You guys are awesome. Lanky Tor, or Sunny Corinthos. So, yeah, it's not a real thing. Just letting you know. Let's see. Yeah, and so I'm not sure what their Odinist angle thing is, though. I think their whole Odin thing is that they think that they're trying to make it seem like there's these Odinists that are watching his every move and controlling him in there because they are, in fact, protecting the real killers that were at the scene that day. And it's like, but then what are they doing with Richard Allen then? What wouldn't they, like I said this 1,000 times, everybody, wouldn't they treat Richard Allen like he was a freaking king? Like, give him extra potatoes, give him, wave one of those palm fronds at him, let him, just give him the greatest time in the world in prison, because he's going down for something one of their Odinist brethren did. Yeah, exactly, Kubi. It's just absolutely obvious. I mean, let me just ask you guys this. What are the odds? And it even says this in the documents, okay? What are the odds that Richard Allen came down with a case of crazies the very next day after he confessed, replete with drooling on a shirt and eating paper? And how come he isn't still eating paper and drooling? He just suddenly got better after that? I don't feel an ounce of pity for... I don't at all. I don't know why there's people out there that was like, poor Richard Allen, that Judge Gull, man, she's so mean. I think Judge Gull is doing exactly what a rational judge would be doing. Now, she should have had the hearing and not given Rosie and Baldwin an out. She should have known in her mind that she was going to remove them, but had the hearing anyways, and then simply removed them. And then maybe the Supreme Court would have turned it around on Sixth Amendment issues or whatever, because he wanted them still. But the behavior of the defense team is disgusting, and anybody out there defending them are disgusting people too. Okay, you are. Okay, so now if you're watching and you're like, oh man, that's mean, Graham, leave. Bye-bye. See you later. I don't need you here. That means your brain doesn't work correctly. All right? Because we already know that when this case first started, when they became the attorneys, the prosecution said, hey, we need to have a gag order here. What do you think? The defense said, oh, there's no need for a gag order. Very next day, boom, they put out this whole thing talking about the case, this and that and the other thing. So then the prosecutor goes, oh shit, now we're going to put in a gag order. Then after that gag order was put in place, the defense team accidentally sent the witness list to a known criminal out there, and they didn't say anything about it. But once it was discovered, I think they put even higher restrictions on the gag order, like literally like locked down. But, the defense team, being the jackasses that they are, said, hey, let's put out this Odin document. It has all this sensitive crime scene information in it. And by the way, let's give that document to a guy named Westerman and give him all of the photographs from the crime scene and let him have that too, even though he's not really part of the case, but he used to work here, he's a friend, etc. So give him that document. Yeah. Now they put that document out and let a few buddies know that it was going to be out there on the server, and they downloaded it really quick, and then boom, the judge comes in and goes, what's this doing? And put a gag order on it. That's too late though, it's out there. Not the images, just the document was put out there. Then not long after that, these crime scene photos were leaked by Mitch Westerman, who gave them to Robert Fortson, who gave them to a guy named Mark Cohen. Okay? And they gave them all out they gave them to different people on the internet. Thankfully, so far, they haven't made it into the wider internet. It hasn't made it out there. Then an investigation was done on how those were leaked. And what happened there was I think it was Jerry Holman, he was ahead of that, was looking into figuring out where the leak came from. And it turns out it led right back to the defense team. And they figured out that it was Westerman. And the person he gave it to was Robert Fortson, and he killed himself. Robert Fortson did. And then the story that Westerman told, even in an affidavit, was that, I was in Baldwin's office, just sitting there, and I started taking pictures of the crime scene photos that were on a desk. I'm sorry, bad me. Okay, and that whole thing there was done to protect Baldwin and Rosie. I believe wholeheartedly that Baldwin and Rosie told Westerman to leak those photographs to try to sell the Odinist theory, and that with the branches, basically. That's why he did that, right? However, when the investigation led back, it wasn't supposed to. It was going to go to Robert Fortson. It was going to go to this other, Cohen to put out there, and it wasn't supposed to make it back to the office. But once it did, Westerman had to bite the bullet and say, you know what, I got those out of your office. I took pictures of photographs. But you know what, you guys, it doesn't make any sense, and here's why. Because Westerman was given the Odin document that had the photographs in it before that. It already had the photographs in it. He had access to the photographs. So can you give me a reason why, then, he would go to Baldwin's office and take photographs of images he already had in his possession at his house? And the answer is you can't. That's because these people are freaking whack jobs, these attorneys, okay? And that judge got rid of them for a good reason. And what I just told you is true, okay? That whole thing I just told you. It's in the release, and there's going to be a hearing on all this stuff, and you're going to hear it all. And one of the weird parts, too, it's just total conspiracy stuff here, is that Robert Fortson said, man, if I just come forward, this will all get cleared up. And then he ends up dead. Suicide, of course. Yeah, except, I mean, who benefited from that? It's like, wow, a guy that could have ruined the careers of two attorneys just ends up not alive, dead, right? Yeah, anyways, pretty strange. Might want to look into that. Now, if you just started following it, you don't know it enough to say it's whack or anything like that. Let's see. Yeah, we'll give it a while here. It all makes sense. It's just the defense team is making it seem wacky, right? It's not a confusing case or anything. The case itself is simple to me. It's not like this weird case where I got to do a lot. You got to really think through it. Man, things aren't adding up. It all adds up. It adds up really easily. It makes sense. And the defense team is trying to make it seem like it's complicated and doesn't make sense. Now, I'm sure it is complicated in terms of like different pieces of evidence and things like that, but Yeah, it does make you wonder. That's just a conspiracy theory. I don't really believe in it, but it's something that, like, it's a little weird, isn't it? Why would anybody take their own life for sharing, leaking crime information? It seems overboard. A lot of people leak that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So, anyways. All right, guys. Well, I don't really know if you guys have any questions or anything. I really want the Odinist people to ask questions in here. They're the ones that just seem like they're just so knowledgeable, man. They've got it all. I want you to debunk what I'm putting out in my videos. Debunk it. Go ahead. Do something. Explain how it's not real. That's what I thought. Gosh, Gray, what a narcissist. He doesn't like to hear anybody. And you know what's weird, everybody? I guess when you're confident about something, you're a narcissist. Have you ever thought of that? People are narcissists who believe in what they're saying. It's weird. Why? Why, Lynn? What do you question about the BG video? What do you question about it? I've just gone over it 50,000 times. Go ahead. So you say, I'm not an Odinist, but I question the BG video. Tell me what you question about it. Please don't tell me you think it's edited. If you say that, I'm blocking you from the channel for stupidity. Go ahead. Give me something reasonable that you have to say about the BG video. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Early on, there's people that thought they just placed the character that looks like that on a bridge somewhere, but he was never really there. I mean, can you imagine to have a brain that works like that? Good Lord. Law enforcement created a fake picture to put out there. Oh my God. Jesus, you guys. Go ahead. No, I want something rational. You question the BG video. Go ahead. What is it that you question about it? We're waiting with bated breath. Yeah, they always say stuff like, things just don't add up. He looks like he's wandering across the bridge in no hurry. He doesn't appear to be looking at the girls. I would think he would be hyper-focused on them. Well, no, it's been explained 1,000 times, Lynn, if you've been following the case at all, is that he's looking at the ground because there's large gaps between all of the railroad ties. So you got to look at the ground, but he definitely sort of turns and is heading towards them. And he makes it to the girls and he says, guys, down the hill. They know that on the video. The video is 43 seconds long. We're only seeing the last 13, near the end. I wouldn't say the last 13 seconds. We're seeing the last part of the video there. So that means they can see that, like Libby puts the phone maybe next to her side. You can hear the crunching of the guy's feet as he shows up, and then he says, guys, down the hill. So there's really nothing to question about it. That is Richard Allen, and, he says what he says, and he forces the girl down the hill. So what you just typed in there doesn't seem like that's even... He doesn't appear to be looking... What difference does that make at all? Who cares if he... Let's just say that you're right there. He's not looking at the girls. So he's just some other guy that just happened to be there, and some other voice said, guys down the hill, and then that person's never come forward all these years? Is that what you're saying? That the person that's really there for doing nothing, he just happens to be the guy in the video. He was right there when somebody else said, guys down the hill, and he's never come forward all these years, but some other person abducted them. Is that it? Is that what I'm getting from you? Or no, long story, she had problems. Man, you guys are just dead as a doornail again. No typing, just... And this is Saturday night, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you guys. Well, thank you all for being here tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you to Mama She 13, 28 months, Cheryl 7 months, then Kathy Friedmaker, Stephanie Dowdle, Ozzy, then Mama She 13 with a cat eye, Lori Fisher 38 months, Zozo 48 months, then Mama She 13 again, then Ivan Victor, then Mama She 13 again, then Mama She 13 again, then Richard Watts, Rad Story, Mama She 13 again, Trekkie 360, Mama She 13 again, Trekking 360 new member, then Lanky Tor gifted 5 memberships, Be Kind and Mindful, and then also Dodie D 30 months. Thank you guys for your long support of the GHI channel. Michelle H, Kit, Quietly Frozen with a cat eye, the coolest name in YouTube history, by the way. Pancakes, then Wise Child, then Mama She 13 again, you guys. Then Mama She 13 again gifted 5 memberships. Then she gifted another 5 memberships. Then I gifted 5 memberships. Then Amy Michelle Luxury, and then Bucolic Buffalo gifted 5 memberships. And then Mama She 13 again, and then Quietly Frozen, the coolest name in YouTube history. There you go. Anyways, thank you guys all for being here tonight. And, you know, I just think it's important for as many people to see the inescapable logic so we can start turning the tide away from the crazy Odinist people. I mean, they are nuts, these people, okay? All right? Anyways, Mama She 13, make sure to get a hold of Sharon. You guys are probably already communicating, you and Sharon, so that's good. And hope you get some answers. I just take it off. That's chat's way too. There's nobody chatting or anything. And it's already been on it for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Hey, thanks, Pirate Girl, right at the buzzer there. Also, thank you to Lillian earlier. So that's cool. And yeah. So anyways, thank you guys very much for being here, and I hope you realize, I think it is important. I know it's kind of like I do say the same thing a lot, but I'm just hoping to, you know, have other ears see the inescapable logic. And then maybe that somebody might be able to, when they're in the midst of somebody else, just going, yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, because look at, he was, and then boom, be able to explain it. Because it's just crazy, the momentum that they got on the Odinist crap. So anyways, thank you guys very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Let us know, give us an update, Mama She 13 on Monday. What's going on? If you hear something earlier, let us know too. And yeah, I guess they're not there again. But anyways, thank you guys very much for being here tonight. Thank you for all the great support. Special thanks out there to Mama She 13 for the extraordinary support tonight, and also to Quietly Frozen, and everybody else too. You guys, everybody all combined together make it into a successful night. All right. And I know people don't like it, you know, when I'm like, hey everybody, let's go with the super, you know, it's really the, I don't know what else to say, but it's the only way to kind of get to keep doing what we're doing. I know that the times aren't as great now, and I don't want, here's what I'm telling you, if you can't afford it, don't feel any pressure at all. I'm not talking to you. You know, it's really just people that are able to, that can. You know, I don't want anybody having it affect their life in some way by supporting my channel, okay? Hopefully you feel like it helps it supports, you know, affects your life in a positive way when at the end of the month we're able to support so many great things using the, you know, like the bulk effect, you know? Like if you bring in a certain amount of income, if you throw out an example, you brought in $10,000 in super chat, well, not after super chats, let's say after taxes, or after YouTube takes their percentage, you have 10 left, and then I usually take 28% out for taxes, and then there's 7,200, and then I try to give away the 36 or more of the rest, so over half of the remaining amount, and that's why we're able to make such a huge difference. I do the shows every single day of the week, which is kind of weird, but I've been doing it for a long time now. Feels almost weird not doing a show. It's hard to even enjoy a vacation because I'm always thinking, shouldn't I be doing a show right now? Yeah. And thanks, Lanky Tor. Right. Okay. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. I feel good that I don't. Yeah. Well, thanks, Amy. Yeah. Well, so out of you sent, I think you remember you sent in $10, right? So I would say that $3 and something of that is going to helping support a charity at the end of the month. But it's all a bulk effect. So like every single person that supported the channel. So like there's $373 there. I would say over $100 of that for sure is going out. So that's good, right? So when you have 30 days, and then there's ad revenue and channel memberships, it's all part of the same income too. So if you're a channel member, part of that goes, and that's just kind of what we've been doing. I know it's been more of a struggle lately, so I've been doing more videos to try to make up the difference, but we seem to be kind of hanging in there. It's not bad. All right, so thanks everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there without my hat or bill. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector.
Flag projector.
I'm a certified human lie
detector.
Gonna get
ya
ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grego's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a specter with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I'm a temple fucking jack, y'all. I have no agenda, I'm a pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender.
That's right. Quietly frozen, always
so I'll just
as
get right
indie
back
without a
to it.
blender.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Crazy story there by Mama She 13. Hopefully we get some help for her. That'd be awesome. And hey, it looks like Sheila just became a Patreon member. I don't really have a lot of time to do a lot of stuff over there, but it's a better, they don't take a huge chunk of that money, so that's good. Thanks everybody. Be safe out there.
Good night, everybody. Jay.
Good night, Mary Lou.
Good night, Greg.
Okay, see ya. Wow.